Hello everyone, myself Dr. Rajiv Kumar Mente, working as Assistant Professor in School of Computational Sciences, Punyashlok Ahilyadevi Holkar Solapur University, Solapur. Now, this presentation is of Introduction to Java. In this presentation, we will see features of Java, then Java and C++, Java and Internet, and at the end we will see Java and WWW. First we will see features of Java. Java is a general purpose object oriented programming language developed by Sun Microsystems of USA in 1991. Thus, this was originally called as Oak, and it was developed by James Gosling, who was one of the inventors of this language. Now, the features of the Java. The first feature is compiled and interpreted. Usually, a computer language is either compiled or interpreted. Java combines both these approaches, thus making Java a two-stage system. First, the Java compiler translates source code into bytecode instructions. Bytecodes are not machine instructions, and therefore, in the second, Java interpreter generates machine code that can be directly executed by the machine. Second feature, Java is platform independent and portable. Java programs can be easily moved from one computer systems to another, anywhere and anytime. Changes and upgrades in operating system, processors and system resources will not force any changes in Java programs. This is the reason why Java becomes a popular language for programming on internet, which interconnects different kinds of systems worldwide. Next feature, object oriented. Java is true object oriented language. Almost everything in Java is an object. All program code and data reside within objects and classes. Java comes with an extensive set of classes arranged in packages which can be used in the program by inheritance. Next feature, robust and secure. Java is a robust language. It provides many safeguards to ensure reliable code. It has strict compile time and runtime checking for data types. It is designed as a garbage collected language. It also incorporates the concept of exception handling, which captures errors and eliminates any risk of crashing the system. Java systems not only verify all memory access, but also ensure that no virus or viruses are communicated with an applet. The absence of pointers in Java ensures that programs cannot gain access to memory locations without proper authorization. The next feature, it is distributed. Java is designed as a distributed language for creating applications on networks. It has the ability to share both data and programs. Java applications can open and access remote objects on internet as easily as they can do in a local system. This enables multiple programmers at multiple remote locations to collaborate and work together on a single project. Next feature is multi-threaded and interactive. Multi-threaded means handling multiple tasks simultaneously. It supports multi-threaded programs. This feature improves the interactive performance of graphical applications. Next feature is high performance. Java performance is impressive for an interpreted language, mainly due to the use of intermediate bytecode. And the last one is dynamic and extensible. Java is a dynamic language. Java is capable of dynamically linking in new class libraries, methods and objects. Java programs supports functions written in other languages such as C and C++. These functions are known as native functions or native methods. Native methods are linked dynamically at runtime. This facility enables the programmers to use the efficient functions available in these languages. Now, we will see about Java and C++. There are some major C++ features that are intentionally omitted from Java or significantly modified. These are: Java does not support operator overloading. Java does not have template classes as in C++. Java does not support multiple inheritance of classes. This is accomplished using a new feature called interface. Java does not support global variables. Every variable and method is declared within a class and forms part of that class. Java does not use pointers. Java has replaced the destructor function with the finalize function, and one more is there are no header files in Java. Now, we will see Java and internet. Java is strongly associated with the internet because of the fact that the first application program in Java was Hot Java, which is a web browser to run applets on internet. Internet users can use Java to create the applet programs and run them locally using Java enabled browser such as Hot Java. They can also use a Java enabled browser to download an applet located on a computer anywhere in the internet and to run it on his local computer. Internet users can also set up their websites containing Java applets that could be used by other remote users of internet. The ability of Java applets to hitch a ride on the information superhighway has made Java a unique programming language for the internet. Now, we will see Java and World Wide Web, that is WWW. WWW is an open-ended information retrieval system to be used in the internet's distributed environment. This system contains web pages that provide both information and controls. The web system is open-ended and we can navigate to new document in any direction. This is made possible with the help of the language called HTML. Web pages contain HTML tags that enable us to find, retrieve, manipulate and display documents worldwide. Java was meant to be used in distributed environments such as internet. Since both the web and Java share the same philosophy, Java could be easily incorporated into the web systems. Before Java, the WWW was limited to display static images and text. However, the incorporation of Java in the web pages has made it capable of supporting animation, graphics, games, etc. With the support of Java, the web has become more interactive and dynamic. On the other hand, with the support of web, we can run Java program on any computer across the internet. Java communicates with a web page through a special tag called as applet. Now, this figure illustrates the process of connecting Java and internet. Here, first the user sends a request for HTML document to remote computer's web server. The web server is a program that accepts a request, processes the request and sends the required document. Second, the HTML document is returned to the user's browser. The document contains the applet tag which identifies the applet. The corresponding applet bytecode is transferred to the user's computer. This bytecode had been previously created by the Java compiler using the Java source code file. The Java enabled browser on the user's computer interprets the bytecodes and provides the output, and at the end the user may have further interaction with the applet, but with no further downloading from the provider's web server. This is because the bytecode contains all the information necessary to interpret the applet. Here is the end of the introduction of Java. Thank you.